everybody. Good evening and happy Success Sunday. I am going to be brief, and I'm sure there's probably not a whole lot of people who are watching me live today because it is Super Bowl Sunday, and I know that there are folks watching the game, there are folks watching the commercials, there are folks who are waiting for halftime. And so I know the timing of this week's Success Sunday is awkward, and so folks might not be watching live, but if you're watching the replay, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are watching live, then thank you so much. I'm gonna be brief. I'm not gonna stay with you long because I too am having family night and making sure that we're watching the game and critiquing the commercials and jamming to the halftime show together and listening to our president's interview, all that stuff. It's a great night with it's something for everyone. So it's a really good family night because there's something for everyone to be able to watch TV together tonight. And there's something that you might like that someone else in your family wouldn't usually watch with you, but because there's something else added to it, they're going to watch. So anyway, tonight's Success Sunday message, and for those of you who are joining me for the first time, thank you so much for tuning in. Those of you who are sharing, thank you so much for sharing. I am Tameika Isaac Devine, work-life integration strategist, leadership mentor, and the founder of A Divine Life, which is a subsidiary of the Possibilities Institute. I've kind of restructured a little bit, but a subsidiary of the Possibilities Institute, where I mentor and consult on work-life integration strategies, particularly for working moms and women in leadership. But the tips that I share is really universal and for everybody. And so as part of that, I also try and bring you a Success Sunday message every single Sunday evening at 8 o'clock p.m. Something to get you motivated, inspired, something to think about, something to do to help you as you enter into this week's work week. And so this is not going to be any different because it's Super Bowl Sunday. It's going to be a shorter message, but certainly, hopefully not any less impactful. Pun intended, because that's what I'm going to talk about tonight. And hopefully something to make you think about. And so today's Success Sunday message is about influence. And, we all have influence, whether we think we do or not. We all have some kind of influence. We are in spheres of influence, whether we influence our, people in our family, we influence people that we work with, we influence our children, we influence people that we, within our community or even the broader community through our reach in social media or whatever positions that you might hold. And so I wanted to talk to you about that influence and how we are using our influence and whether or not we're making a positive impact with that influence. And I'll tell you the reason I thought about this message is because earlier last week, I was inducted into the Hall of Fame for the 50 most influential people in the Midlands. Thank you so much. I'm honored. The last 3 years, I have been in the top 50 most influential people. And so what they started doing, I think 5 years ago, if you have made the top 50 several years, they have an editorial board that analyzes if it's likely that you'll continue to be in that top 50, or if you feel like if they feel like you've made a significant impact, you get inducted into the Hall of Fame. And so that is just like any other Hall of Fame. It's kind of, it's like in perpetuity, you are honored in this list of people who have made a significant impact here in the Midlands with your influence. And so I was honored, so honored to be part of that top 50. I'm only the second African American female to be in the top 50. Oh, no. I guess third, because I was inducted along with Don Staley, Coach Don Staley. So she and I were both in this year's class. Previously, our city manager, Teresa Wilson, was in the class. And so out of the 5 years they've done this, we're 3 African American women who are in that top 50 most influential people for the Hall of Fame, of the top 50. And so it was really great to be in that room. We had a reception where we had the induction ceremony. I took my mini me, my 16-year-old, so that she could be there with me. and see her mom get inducted into this Hall of Fame. But we also, as I was talking to folks and talking to the editors of the magazine and other things, I made a comment to somebody about the fact that I'm no longer an elected official. And the last 3 years I've been in the top 50. It talked about my impact and my influence as an elected official. And I said, and they said, that's why we felt like this year was very important for you to be in the Hall of Fame. Because even though you're no longer an elected official, your impact on this community will last for years. And we have no doubt that you will continue to be working in the community. And I'll tell you, I've said that. I say I'm forever a public servant, forever a community champion. And although I'm not elected anymore, I'm going to still be doing the work. And so I say that and I know that. But to see other folks who might not be within my circle all the time to feel that about me as well means a whole lot. And I thought about it as I left. It was so important because as I thought about the top 50 of the last several years, there aren't many elected officials in that category who are, and you would think that, oh, well, you're an elected official. Of course, you're in the most influential. No, that's not necessarily the case, because your influence can be through business, it could be through ministry, it could be through lots of different things. And so I thought about that, and I thought about what the editorial members told me about, and it made me think about this week's message and what I wanted to bring with you is that we all have influence. We all have influence in different spheres and wherever we are, but the question is, how are we using that influence? And are we making an impact, a positive impact? I mean, because you can make an impact and it might not be a negative impact. Um, you know, uh, Former President Trump has influence. You know that. He has lots of people who will listen to whatever he says and does whatever he does, what he tells them to do. But the question is that impact? Is that a positive impact? And so you can have influence and you can also impact people, but is it a positive impact? And so I want to challenge you to think about your influence and how you're using your influence and whether or not you're using it to make a positive impact on other people, in your community, in the bigger world. Um, I know lots of folks who are influencers or trying to be influencers, social media influencers, and it's all about the likes or the follows and who follows you. But the question really is, I have a friend, Rashonda Pratt, who you might know her, the Rose Show, the First Lady of Visibility, and she has a shirt that talks about you have likes, I have checks. And basically, what it means is that, you can have likes on social media, you can have people following you on social media, but what is that translating into? And as a business owner who, social media, it drives her business, her business is successful as if she's making money, not necessarily if we're liking or her messages or her social media. And so I think about those folks that I know who are social media influencers. And it's like, you're influencer and you're telling people, that you've had, this experience or you've bought this. And I've shared that on social media, not for anybody, not for to make money or anything, but I share my experience as a professional woman, as a working mom, a woman in leadership, a woman that, I talk about sometimes the clothes that fit me well because I have, most women, as we get a little bit older, I've gotten some curves and that have stuck in some places that sometimes clothes don't fit me all that well. And so, there are people who might share and they might be considered influencers. But the question is, what is their positive impact? Are they using that influence for positive impact? Are they raising money for needs in our community? Are there ways raising awareness about issues that are important, whether it's social justice or community needs or just information? Because there's so much information that we get, especially from social media, that ends up being wrong. Are they sharing their platform? Are they influencing, using their influence for positive impact to educate and inform people on things that people need to be educated and informed about? I have a really good friend, Regina Williams, who may be on here or join on here, who will put things on social media about teachers and about the community and about the needs. And, so she's using the influence that she has in the community to raise issues and have conversations that sometimes people aren't willing to have. And so, that is what I want to challenge you this week. I'm not going to do my 3 points like I normally do because I wanted to be short and get you back to the game. But I really want you to think about your influence and whether you're using your influence to make positive impact. I mean, I know that although I'm no longer an elected official, I'm still someone who people look up to. I am in lots of circles. I'm expanding my circles as I'm expanding my professional career a little bit, and so I'm going to continue to use my influence to support and uplift. Particularly working moms and women in leadership, because sometimes it's really tough to be in leadership positions. I'm going to continue to use my influence to speak out about public education and being a mom and the needs that we have for our kids. As a community advocate, I'm going to continue to speak up about, gun violence and the things that are important to me. So I'm going to continue to use my influence to make a positive impact in those things that are important to me. And so I want you to think about how you can use your influence to impact. And so as I leave here on Super Bowl Sunday, I have to just say this was just, again, confirmation that this is a message that I should leave with you today. Is at the very beginning of the Super Bowl, they did the Walter Payton award, Man of the Year, and the gentleman who won it talked about, yes, he's a football player playing in the Super Bowl, but he also has a foundation where he works with inner city kids and talks about food deserts and things like that. And so they were talking about, again, his impact off the field and how he was using his influence and to impact the wider community. And so those are the things that we all should do. It's great to have titles, to be elected, to have a lot of money, or to have a lot of followers and be a social media influencer, or whatever your position may be. All that's great, but it's not any good. It is useless if you don't use that influence to impact the greater community. So hopefully that message has resonated with you and made you think of some things that you can do today, this week, that will continue to use your influence in a positive, impactful way wherever you choose to serve. And so, anyway, I'm going to get back to the game and my family time. I've been away from my family all weekend, so we are really enjoying some quality family time this evening. Pushing together Valentine's Day, Super Bowl Sunday, and just getting ready for a wonderful week. So, anyway, I am going to see you guys next Sunday for another Success Sunday message here. But until then, good night. God bless. And you can always follow me. And you can follow me on social media as well. Tameika Isaac Devine on all social media except for Twitter. I'm T.I. Devine. You can also follow me on YouTube, Tameika Isaac Devine, and then go to my blog, A Divine Life. And then A Divine Life, if you go there, I will have other things that you can learn about. I'll have blogs, I'll have Success Sunday tips, all that stuff. But anyway, till next Sunday, good night. God bless. Have a wonderful week and use your influence for a positive impact in the community. Good night.